Alright, so now we're going to review 5.5, which is solving. So if there's only one radical involved, okay, so when we have one radical, your big thing is that you want to isolate the radical. Okay, so when there's only one radical involved, you want to isolate the radical. So what do I mean by that? If I had a problem that says 3x plus 10 minus 5 equals 3. Okay, I need this radical part to be by itself before I start squaring anything. Okay, before I raise stuff to exponents, I want to get the radical by itself. So for this question, I need to add 5 to both sides first. Once the radical is isolated, then we can raise to a power. Okay, when I raise it to a power, I'm raising it to the reciprocal. Okay, this square root, right, means the same thing, right? Square root of x is the same as x to the 1/2. So if I want the 1/2 to cancel, I raise it to the second. So all of this gets raised to the second, and anything you do on one side, you got to do on the other side. So this becomes 3x plus 10 is equal to 64, and then you just solve like your normal equation. Okay, it could be linear, it could be quadratic, but you just solve like you normally would. I subtract the 10, and then I divide by 3. What is that, 18? Okay, and then you want to get in the habit of checking your answers. Okay, you want to get in the habit of checking to see if they work. So 3 times 18 is 54. 54 plus 10 is 64. Take the square root of 64, I get 8. 8 minus 5 equals 3. So left side matches right side. I'm good. Okay, when it's just one radical like that, not a big deal, not too tricky. Okay, if you had something that had a different root, so like let's say you had a cubed root. If you have a cubed root, then that's the same as to the 1/3. So I would raise it to the 3. If I had a 4th root, I raise it to the 4th. Okay, that's how you get them to cancel out. Now, when you have more than one radical, or let's do number 43 from the review. Okay, I've got the 4th root of 16x plus 6 is equal to 4. Okay, if I isolate my radical, I get that the 4th root of 16x is equal to -2. I could technically stop right here and say no solution, because when I take an even root, my answer can't be negative. Square root, 4th root, 6th root, 8th root, any even root, my answer is not going to be negative. Okay, so I could stop here and say no solution if I realized that. If I didn't realize that and I kept going, I could raise both sides to the 4th power, and I get 16x is equal to 16, so x is equal to 1. Then I check my answer. The 4th root of 16 times 1 plus 6 equals 4. The 4th root of 16 is 2. 2 plus 6 equals 4. That doesn't work. That's false. Okay, so this does not work. There is no solution. Okay, this is why we have to check our answers. Okay, because if you didn't realize it here, you're going to realize it when you check. So 43 is no solution. Okay, now you had some other problems where you had like one radical equals another radical. So if you have a question like that where there's two radicals, you set your radicals equal to each other, I want to find one. I was going to try to find one that was not in your work already, but I don't have another one, so alright, let's just use one that we already had in our problems, because it's the same type of thing. Let me see if I can find another one though, so that you can get some other practice. If I could find the ones I printed off. Alright. Oh my gosh, you guys would totally be laughing at me right now if you saw what I was doing. I'm dropping papers everywhere. Okay, so let's try a different one. If we had the problem, the cubed root of 4x minus 1 equals the cubed root of 6x plus 5. They're radicals, they're equal to each other. All I need to do is raise them to whatever power I'm taking the root of. Right? So this is just going to be 4x minus 1 equals 6x plus 5. Get my like terms. So subtract the 4x, subtract the 5, divide by 2, and I get x is negative 3. I want to check and make sure it works. So when I plug a negative 3 in here, I get negative 12 minus 1 is negative 13. Okay, so this is the cubed root of negative 13. Over here, I would get negative 18 plus 5, negative 13. So it's the cubed root of negative 13. It matches, it's good, that's my solution. Okay. If I had a problem where I have a binomial on one side, so I isolate my radical, and I have this binomial on this side. You guys had some like this that we practiced. Okay, we square both sides. When we square this side, it's x plus 12 squared, which means the same as x plus 12 times x plus 12. So this is 10x plus 24 equals x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 144. So it's 24x plus 144. Because it's quadratic, you want to get everything to one side. So x squared plus 14x plus 120. When I factor this, I'm looking for factors. That is not right. I'm looking for factors that multiply to 120 and add to 14. So what multiplies can I not think of anything that this would factor into? I'm going to pause on this one. Alright, so let me stop this, and I'm going to come back to this.